Yo, what's happening, everybody? Got another build here for you guys. This one is a one par Beamplar bomber type build. I've been having lots of fun playing this build. It's a very easy build to play. It's not hard to master. It's got good utility, good damage, good pressure, and in the open world Cyrodiil, when you get them bombs when you're at a distance and you just watch a load of people just blow up, it's so satisfying, dude. It's just fun. It's a very chill build to play. So let's go ahead and jump into it, shall we? As you can see, I'm a Breton. This will work with other races. I just think Breton's probably the best in the slot. And the reason why is you get the reduced cost of your abilities by 7%. And then you're also getting extra spell resistance, which is super nice also. As you can see here, we got one piece kegs on an impen. This is on a light piece. I am in 1, 2, 3, 4 light, 2 heavy, 1 medium. And then we take impen light shoulders of vicious death. This is our main bread and butter. This is just super nice when it does go off. And like I say, when you land a VD on someone, dude, and there's other people around them, and it just implodes on them all. It's fantastic, dude. It's a really enjoyable set to use, and it's fun. My other 5-piece set is Kvatch Gladiator. We do swap this one out for group comp. We end up swapping it out for Plague, which I will swap halfway through once I've covered everything. I'll swap it out and I'll show you what Plague stats and all that look like. And the reason why I do that, I do it because if I'm playing with a group, Plague just performs better. Where if I'm solo or if I'm just playing on my own, I will keep this comp because having that extra damage from the Kvatch Gladiator, spiking our damage whenever they're at lower health, it just really makes this build shine, and it's super nice. You can run this in group composition as well, and you'll be absolutely fine. I just think Plague is just a very solid option, and I'll explain why. But before I get to that, let's continue with this side of the build. So I got a reinforced chest. I got a reinforced legs. This is all tri-stat and more tri-stat across the board. So we got impen helm, impen shoulders, reinforced chest, reinforced legs. I got a well-fitted base on the waist on the medium. And then we have impen on the hands and the boots. Okay. In terms of my jury, we are taking Arcane on the 1 Vicious Death Ring. The reason why is I wanted that extra little bit of Max Magicka, just to keep my Max Magicka pool up just to a little bit higher standard, as I wanted to try and reach for that 30k health. We would have lost out on too much Magicka if I didn't have at least 1 Arcane. So I take the Arcane on the ring. I take a Swift on my neck. And then I take mag recovery. The reason why I do the Swift on the neck is giving me extra movement speed. I've also got a Swift on the O console for extra movement speed, which I will explain why shortly. And then obviously with the O console ring, I take weapon and spell damage with 10 with the stand recovery. And then with the arcane ring, we take the one with the mag recovery. In terms of my weapon, we are taking a lightning staff. The reason why we take lightning staff is for that 10% damage done. Passive from the staff tree. We're also using sharpened, so we're increasing the penetration. Excuse me, sorry. I'm like doing this video late at night, and I'm literally off to bed soon. So yeah, that's why I'm yawning. I do apologize. But yeah, as you can see, we're taking the sharpen trait with Oblivion damage. The reason why I take Oblivion is because it's not blockable. It's a non-blockable damage source. So therefore, it's just consistent damage regardless. Doesn't matter what health they are. Doesn't matter what they're doing. Doesn't matter. They can be bracing. They can be blocking. They can do whatever they want to do. They're going to take that flat base Oblivion damage regardless. So it's super nice. In terms of vampire, obviously it's optional. I think it's an optional situation in my opinion. Personally, I think having 15% damage reduction for being a stage 3 vampire is just worth it in my opinion. I mean, 15% is 15%. Like, why would you not take that? Like, it's just 15%, right? Obviously, we take the lady, that increases our physical and spell resistance by a little bit. Super nice to have. Blue tree, focus mending. What this is doing is it's increasing my healing done by single target heals by 10%. So it's actually increasing my honor of the dead. And then in turn, say for example, I heal myself, you know, and I get that 18% restore cost. Say we get that whole 18%, that works out around about 250 max magicka back to us. So the fact that I can use the burst heal and get percentage portion of my magicka refunded to me, it just helps with sustain, and it's just nice. Okay. You can swap this out if you wanted to. I will just quickly cover that. If you didn't want to run Honor the Dead, you can run Healing Soul. And then you would obviously have you know, that instead. So you could run that, and then you would have obviously healing, you would have Druid's Resurgent, and then Vitality. Okay. That would be my choice if I was going to use it. As you can see, it restores 600 magic and stamina. Where this other one restores 18% of your max magicka. I don't really know. I've tried using this. I feel like Honor the Dead is better in my opinion. The only thing what would make this good is the fact that you're getting that stamina too. That would be and the vitality obviously. You know, that would be my go-to. And it, like, if that's what you wanted to run, you could run that. But personally, I just use Honor the Dead. That's just how I'm enjoying this build. I prefer it in my opinion. It's just slightly better. Second skill on our bar is Binding Javelin. This is a very solid stun. It's nice to keep CCing people and stunning them. Plus, it can't be blocked, and it ignores all the enemy's resistances. So therefore, they're going to take all that flat damage regardless, which for us is around 5k. So yeah, it's just not blockable. The fact that they get stunned for 4 seconds is huge. Okay. This actually ties into whenever we're dropping our ultimate as well. Because if we go over to our ultimate, which is Ice Comet, the reason why it ties into this is if I hit my Ice Comet and I'm waiting for that to come down, because it's it like you spawn it and then it waits and then it comes down, right? You want to hit your javelin on the guy just before Ice Comet is like going to hit him. And the reason why I say this is because if you read Ice Comet, it only knocks him down and stuns them for 2 seconds. Where if you hit him with this harder stun, they're stunned for 4 seconds. Okay, so therefore they're taking 2 seconds of vicious ticks from Ice Comet. Okay. Not just that, they're still getting that reducement speed by 50%. So they're getting that reducement of speed regardless. Okay. It's more the fact that we want to stun them for 4 seconds rather than 2 seconds just with the Ice Comet. Okay. So when I normally try to Ice Comet someone, you can bet you that I'm trying to javel them too. So I can get that 4 second stun over the 2 second stun. So yeah, that's pretty nice. Healing Contingency is our third ability. This is our scribed ability. This is pretty much magical vigor. So it's resolving vigor, with magic. What also makes this skill really nice though is that you can heal everyone around you and other people, NPCs or players around you. So it's got the potential of echoing vigor, but with the potency and the spirit of resolving vigor. So super nice, super nice. Obviously, our bread and butter damage source, crush and shock. This does a couple of things for us. Obviously, it's consistent pressure, and it's a nice thing to weave in between attacks. That also being said, it excuse me, it can interrupt people. Okay, so if say for example you're fighting a Magzork and he's streaking away and then he tries to dark deal, you're gonna interrupt him. He ain't gonna be able to get his resources back from a dark deal. You know, so if they're trying to do cast times like snipe shots, anything like that, Arcanist is trying to do his beam, you're gonna just consistently interrupt them. Like, it's super nice. Plus, it sets them off balance, which then in turn you do more damage. You know, and it stuns them for 3 seconds too. So super nice. Radiant Glory is our bread and butter burn. This is a Beamplar after all. We are beaming our beams out consistently. I try to start beaming around about 30% health. I think any higher than that is just kind of a waste when you can continue pressuring with crush and shock and javelin. And then when you get them down to that 30%, then start hitting this, because then you've only got that 5% window gap just to get them down to that 5%. Because as soon as they hit that 25%, boom, Kvatch Gladiator kicks in, baby. And you gain all that extra pressure damage, and then your beam's hitting like a truck. And chances are they're probably going to die. Okay, that's normally tended what happens, unless they're a very skilled player. Some of them some of them can make it back. I mean, some of them, not all of them, right? Super nice. Obviously, Ice Comet ultimate. Yeah. Focus mending, healing done. That increases that. I don't know if I've covered this. Unassailable, reduced damage, area attacks. It's just a flat percent, 6%. Reduced damage from area attacks. It's just super nice to have. I take Deadly Aim. The reason why I take Deadly Aim is it's increasing my javelin, it's increasing my crushing, and it's also increasing my beam. So as they're all single target based damage, it's just super nice to have the Deadly Aim for that. And then my last blue tree, I take Fighting Finesse. The reason why I take Fighting Finesse is it does two things for me. It increases all of my damage, right? So it's increasing my javelin, it's increasing my crush and shock, it's increasing my radiant glory, and it's also increasing my ice comment. But then it's also giving me critical healing. So it's also increasing my healing potency from my healing contingency and from the honor of the dead. So therefore it's helping me in so many ways, right? Super nice. Red tree, survival instincts, 25% reduced cost. Plus, with being the Breton, we take that to 32% reduced cost overall. Super nice, super handy. I take Sustained by Suffering. This is just some extra recovery when we're being pressured. It's just nice to have a little bit extra recovery, as we're only on a 1-bar build after all. And then obviously Pain's Refuge. This is just giving us extra damage reduction from whenever we are being pressured. We're taking a little bit less damage and a little bit less pressure. So hopefully we can survive a little bit longer and survive a little bit more through it. And then I take Celerity. The reason why I take Celerity, that also stacks with my Oakensol ring and my neck. So we're getting 14% from the 2 jury, and then we're taking that 10%. That takes me up to 24% when I'm in combat. And then obviously when I'm out of combat, we go up to like 40 odd percent because we get the 20% from Steve's Blessing. I think cap movement speed is 30%. So we're reaching cap regardless when we're out of combat. But when we're in combat, You know, it's a solid 24%. Like I say, we don't have race against time to break out of mobility and whatnot and keep our speed up. So therefore, like, I've taken 2 Swift just to keep our speed up and try and keep a little bit more speedy as we're on a 1 bar build. Do you know what I mean? Gifted Rider is there for the extra mount speed, traveling from keep to keep. You can take War Mount too. That is an option what you can take. I just take Treasure Hunter just because I don't change my green tree. And then obviously Rationer. You want that just because it allows your food to last a little bit longer. It's just pays to have that, you know. I think that's pretty much it for the build. Like I say, we do swap out for play break in group situations. So as you can see, I've just switched over. If I hit my abilities again, these are the stats, what we get for plague. Our weight ratio does change. We dropped the 2 heavy, where we would have been 1, 2, 3 light, 2 heavy, 1 medium. We've now gone to 5 medium, 2 light. So we do lose a bit of mag, we lose a bit of health, and we lose a bit of stamina. But then again, like I say, we're in a group competition at this point. So therefore, we're protected a little bit more by our group members, and we're more situated with our group members. The reason why I would swap it out is 2 reasons. Kvetch, you could run as a group, don't get me wrong, but I think Plague will outperform it. And the reason why I think Plague will outperform it is because 1 is a dot pressure damage. Okay, I'm applying a dot, okay, to someone. If my group members are attacking that same person and my plague break goes boom and there's someone near him, the thing is, what makes this build stupid is if someone dies from plague, they're not just getting hit by plague, they're getting hit by VD too. Okay, so if you read plague, it says dealing direct damage causes an enemy to become plague carrier, dealing 5,645 disease damage over 10 seconds. Right? It applies the disease status effect. If the plague is removed early, it explodes, dealing more disease damage. So if they try and cleanse it, they're diseasing themselves even more. Right? But what makes it interesting is it says it explodes to all enemies within 8 meters of the carrier, increasing by 50% per enemy hit. So right now, if it's only on 1 guy, it's going to explode for 3,951. Okay. So if we go calculator, and we read plague again, what is it? It is 393951. Okay. So if I divide this by 2, okay, that's 50%. So it's 1975. Okay. So the way this works is if there's 1 more person, so if there's 2 people and it explodes, it adds 1900 onto that 3K. Okay. And if there's 2 people, you add another 1900. 3, add another 1900. 4, add another 1900. Do you see where I'm coming from? It just consistently stacks up. Okay. And it's got no limit. It says, it doesn't say any limit at all. Like, it's just per 50% per enemy hit. Okay. So there's no stack to this potentially. Okay. Right. That's a cool thing. But then they're also getting this. right? Which is all that flame damage. So, like I say, if you're not dying to plague, you're dying to VD. If you're not dying to VD, guess what? You're dying to plague. Okay? So, yeah, in terms of a group composition, I would run this. In terms of playing solo, I would probably stick to my Kvatch build. And the reason why is just you got that little bit extra health, a little bit extra stamina, and just overall stats are just a little bit better and probably a little bit more situational for solo play. But I hope that covers it. I hope you all enjoy your holidays, enjoy your Christmas, whatever else. And I will see you all after the Christmas holidays. I will continue to try and build some real cool builds and put them out for you, everyone. And I do appreciate you all. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I do stream on Twitch 3 days a week at least. I don't really have a time schedule. As my motto is, I'm always on the grind, never on time. So yeah, that's just me. But yeah, go and try it out for yourself. Let me know down in the comments down below. I will have a written guide up for you guys down below too, and I'll have all my social links and that down there as well. Have a good one. Take care. I'll see you all next time. Peace.